Next, The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
WCZN, Union Grove, Huntsville, Alabama. 97.7 ESPN, The Zone. This hour is brought to you by Woody Anderson Ford, Alabama's F-150 Superstore. Welcome to The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton. Call into the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline, 256-576-4977.
That's how I roll. And I'm not going to drink and drive anymore.
That's 256-576-4977. Now, here's Wes and Steve.
Just a 1 hour sprint today. If you'd like to get in, now would be the time to do it. 256-576-4977. So many places to start, but let's begin with the SEC shorts. It was Take Your Daughter to Work Day on Saturday in the land of SEC shorts, the officials version.
Last week, I got to spend a whole day with my hero, my dad, a Southeastern Conference football referee. Being a college football referee is a hard job, but my dad is the best at it. Each day starts with an eye exam to make sure you're at SEC level standards. 1. Exclamation point. Smiley face emoji. Next, my dad taught me how important it was to call a fair and balanced game regardless of who the teams are.
Obviously, you want to try to give out as many home cooking calls to the SEC against out-of-conference opponents as you can. But when Auburn's calling fade routes on 4th and goal from the 2-yard line, there's only so much you can do.
My dad is so good at his job that the conference home office released a statement about his performance after the game. During the Auburn-Penn State game, there were several
egregious
errors made by SEC officiating crew, resulting in game-altering and incorrect calls. Wow! It turns out that more people than just me know who my dad is.
You suck! You are an embarrassment to the game!
Wow, Dad, you're so popular. Everyone knows who you are. I think my favorite part was learning the rules of the game. Oh no, I forgot what down it was.
Just put it on 4th. That's what I always do.
But what if it's not 4th down? Won't the offensive team get mad?
By the time they realize it, it's usually a couple series later, and we will have made so many more terrible calls by then, they won't even remember this one.
I also got to practice talking to the replay booth. It was so cool.
After further review, the vague and nebulous ruling of targeting on the field is confirmed.
Number 9 is disqualified for the remainder of the contest.
Oh, what are you gonna do about it?
Nothing! Absolutely nothing!
By the end of the day, I think I was getting the hang of it. In the end, I learned that being an SEC referee is hard work. I also learned that intentional grounding is more of a state of mind than a hard and fast rule that could be enforced or ignored based on how much you bet on the home team to cover. Thank you.
There you go. A little SEC short with the officiating crews this weekend.
So what were I didn't notice the calls in the Auburn game. I listened to the Penn State guys for a little bit.
Did you really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was just on my way home. I watched the game at different places.
Yeah.
And ended up with them. I couldn't find the game anywhere else. And they were complaining.
I was listening to Andy and Stan.
Well, I didn't listen to them some, but
yeah.
Anyway,
there were a few calls. There was that, and also what happened with the Mississippi State.
That was unbelievable.
Memphis.
Well, if the first guy touches it, you can run it. The second guy, when he downed it, he's down.
And then the official coming up to actually stop the play.
Yeah, and not only that, there were 2 number 4s on the field.
I honestly didn't notice that until
that's crazy.
Later.
Yeah. So what was the SEC? I didn't read any of the release. What did they say?
Here's what Mike Leach had to say on it today.
Well, our team doesn't need to worry about that. I mean, we had ample opportunities to do things different, one play aside. Well, actually, there may have been more that people would disagree on. And I think that's definitely the case. There were multiple questionable plays. But, the biggest thing is we had that, we need to worry about ourselves. I mean, what we do is what's most important. And so they don't dwell on that at all. I mean, it's, I handle that, and then our administration, and then, and the league. So, they handle that, and we focus on playing one play at a time, And we got to get better at that. That's the biggest thing.
So it was right after that someone asked, okay, Coach, you go into all this preparation. If you could just comment on these officials making calls that affect your livelihood.
There's not a lot I can do differently. There's not a lot I can do differently. I clearly have some thoughts. I just have to figure out if I'm interested in making an investment in airing those thoughts, and because so there is sort of a price to play this particular game. But I've kind of reserved the right to do that, and it's still an option that's on the table. First of all, they said all plays are reviewed, and they already reviewed that one, is what was communicated to me.
Well, that's ridiculous, because obviously if anybody's reviewed it, you would know that
I did reach out to Steve Shaw. He is not available.
Not till next year.
He said he's not. He said he's not available this week.
Yeah.
I cannot come on this week.
That's Listen, I was listening to the Florida after the game. One of the questions is, well, if it's not for the bad interference penalties, and I'm like thinking, well, I saw interference on both sides. Both of them, I thought a lot of them didn't need to happen, but all of them were interference. Alabama and Florida. Even the one on TV where he said it wasn't interference, the guy had a hold of him the whole time. Mm-hmm. So it was holding up until the time that
it looked like they were
was
dancing
in the air. Yeah. So, I'm really good football this weekend, I thought. Still a lot of mistakes, a lot of people missing tackles. I think that it'll be all through the season. My thing is everybody needs to the guys that survive through week 6 and 7 undefeated or with one loss and can get better are be the ones that'll make the run and stay healthy. The whole time I didn't think Alabama was that much better. I was shocked about how the quarterback played, and if not for the play of the quarterback in the Florida game, they do not win that game. I mean, they cannot. When is the last time a team had 280 yards against Alabama and Alabama had 90, or 258 or something like that? Alabama had 90, and they won the game. It was a tale of really two games. The second half they were Alabama was outscored.
Florida ended up with 439 total yards of offense,
which is that's not too terrible amount really, when you consider some of these games that are being played now. What was very disappointing is I thought the offensive line, the goal line, 1st and 2 from the 2. To me, that's coaching. If it's firing off and hitting somebody in the and knocking them back, and instead of doing all this pulling and all that down at the 1.5, 2 yard line, it's crazy. I don't know why they do it. It was automatic when we played. I think we got stopped once the whole time I was there. It's ridiculous. If you just run, it's impossible almost to be stopped on 3 plays in a row.
Was there a noticeable difference you saw between 21-9 Alabama and say?
Well, they let them back in the game.
Half.
The second half is the second quarter. that put them back in the game. Alabama could have easily. They did 2 3-and-outs, and their defense got tired. They played a whole quarter of football, and the defense got a little tired. They looked like they were running around with their heads cough. I don't know, Toto?
Henry Toto.
Yeah, he looked like he forgot he was wearing Alabama and still had a Tennessee jersey on. The first quarter especially. He was he jumped off sides, he missed a tackle, and then they ran the same play and he went the wrong gap. I mean, he went the right gap the first time, missed a tackle. Next time, I just say he made like 8 tackles or 9. He had 9 tackles, but all of them were 10 yards downfield. He just looked like he was frozen. And then the safeties, they just didn't have their best game. On 3rd and 15 from the half-yard line, they throw a pass for a first down. That was a big play in the game because they stop them there. They're about to put the game away. They had 2 or 3 times to put the game away and couldn't do it. And but they're young still. I say all this, and my hat's off to Florida, by the way. I thought their offensive line played better than Alabama's offensive line. I thought the defense had a better plan after they got settled down. Bryce Young does need to get better. He has trouble throwing to the middle of the field deep. If you notice all his passes, he's had people open. He's underthrown most of them. But I thought that it was a hard-fought game, and Alabama's. I think they deserved to win the game because they played so well in the first quarter. So, and then made a stop at the end on the 2-point conversion, and then got a first down and ran the clock out to 4 seconds. So, they're they could be like UCLA. UCLA ran into a buzzsaw with a quarterback that could barely walk throwing touchdown passes.
All of a sudden, that Oregon-Fresno State game, which was tight, maybe doesn't look so bad for Mario Cristobal's team.
No. Well, I mean, I don't think anytime you win.
Yeah.
But he beat Ohio State, too. So I think Mario Cristobal's okay.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, this is kind of the 3 – now you need to play 3 games. I think that's the best matchup. And now it's kind of – Auburn's obviously better than they were last year. Their offensive line may be the most improved, even though they're not great. They're improved. The whole team, they fought hard at 2 plays. Don't understand the fade call. I know they're catching a lot of heat for that. I'm sure they didn't call it thinking it wouldn't work. And then the fumble, early in the start the second half, that kind of changed the game. Yeah. So, but to go up there and to fight like they did, that's something Brian Harsin can. You don't like to hang your hat on a loss, but if Auburn keeps getting better, they're going to be a really good football team.
Here's what Coach Harsin had to say on the 4th down call when asked about it after reviewing the film.
Well, yeah, that's a tough question. There was it the right play call? It didn't work, and so everybody's assumption on that. But there's that's a good play. That's something that we prepared. That's something down there in that situation that has been prepared and that we've executed in practice and have done a good job of that. It's the first time we've had a chance to use it in a live game. And so it's just a matter of time, right, before you have a chance to call that. But you work on it. And there's options on that play. I'm not going to take you through the whole progression of it. But there are options on that play there. And I thought, from the standpoint of having a good play, we did. It didn't go our way. So, obviously we got to go back and look at, why it didn't go our way, what we can do better, and how we improve in that situation right there. But, the guys were working to do their job on the play, and it didn't go our way. So, that's what we have to take away from that. We got to learn from it, and we got to get better as coaches and players. And we're going to be in that situation again. We're going to be down there inside the 5-yard line with the 4th and goal of some kind, and we got to find a way on 4th down plays. When you're in those situations, it comes down to you got to make a play on 4th down. It's not ideal. To be in a 4th down situation, you'd like to put yourself in a position where you're converting on 3rd downs. But in 4th downs, we have to have great plays. We got to make great execution happen on those plays. And it didn't go our way. And credit to Penn State too. It's not just the play. Penn State did a good job. They had themselves in good position in a fourth down call, whatever their call was. Those guys work those same things just like we do, and there were opportunities there. And next time we got to learn from it, and we'll be in that situation again. And next time we need to have a better result.
That's Coach Harsin.
Yeah, I would have put what was it, 4th and 2?
Yeah.
A little over 2?
A little over.
I'd put it in Ford's hands. No matter what, I'd put it in Ford's hands.
You always want your best player.
Yeah, usually you take your best player and run it behind your best lineman. But that's usually not. That's a little more than that. So I still would have put it to him. I believe he's going to find his way into the end zone. But they did. It is what it is. Even that doesn't mean they're going to win the game. They're still going to have to go to 2, and then they tie it. So it was one of those games where it was a great game to watch, very entertaining, and there's a lot of entertaining football this weekend.
There was. Dan Mullen did open up his press conference this way after reviewing the Alabama film.
I met with the team this morning, just going through things. You're not going to beat a team like Alabama making all the mistakes that we made during the course of that game in each phase. But I tell you what, we talk about the attitude of our players, the mindset of our players, and even falling behind early. Our ability to make corrections during the course of the game, to stay focused, to continue to grind, continue to play hard, and give ourselves an opportunity to win the game at the end. There's a lot that they can build off of that, and obviously they're going to need to. Quick turnaround, huge rivalry game against Tennessee coming up this weekend here at the Swamp. Our guys. We got to get, when you go into big games like that, you come out. Sometimes, the physical wear and tear and the mental wear and tear of a big game, but we got to turn that around quickly for even a bigger game this week. And all the Gator fans need to go, maybe get some warm tea and lemon, make sure their throats are refreshed, because we need an even more raucous environment this Saturday night to continue to give the home field advantage. I think you saw how the effect that had on the game last week, and how it lifted our team up, and hopefully we need the Gator Nation back out to show out this week. So
it is a big week. It is Tennessee, Florida week, and we'll no doubt look at a closer matchup. That is heading into the Swamp this weekend. Coach Nick Saban did address the media this morning. Let's see here. Where to start with, Coach? How about the offensive line, Coach?
I thought the offensive line did a good job. We had decent protection for the most part. They do some, pretty good pressures that we were able to, pick up. I think that they played a little different front with their nickel people, kind of a 5-1 with an extra guy coming in the box from the secondary someplace. That we had not seen much of before. We had to adapt to that in the game. I thought the players did a good job of adapting to it. So I think a little more consistency in the running game, a little more finish and blocks. But I was not disappointed in the job that those guys did. I think they are improving. They're playing more and more together. They're playing better fundamentally. I think we just have to, it's like every other part of our team, a little more consistent, a little more consistency in performance. Block here, block there, finish in a block here and there will make a big difference in how we're able to run the ball in the future.
Yeah, I thought they pass protected well, but the run blocking, obviously, they only gained 90 yards. And I think some of us, they didn't maybe what was being presented to them, but they had trouble running the ball. I saw some people that need to get better. There's no question about that. But it's not like, listen, I'm proud they won the game. They won a game with a guy that's a quarterback with a third start in a very a tough environment. What I was looking for is what happened, and he passed the test with flying colors.
Bryce Young was 22 of 35, 233 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks.
But no picks is a big thing. The turnover, that Florida made, it was a difference in the game. Now, you look at also Bryce Young's, on some of those balls, Devontae Smith catches every one of them, right? I mean, they were contested balls, good plays by Florida.
Yep.
But Devontae Smith catches them. I mean, these young receivers didn't. You know, they were there. So I was very impressed with the way he played. With his poise was unbelievable for a young guy, and I'm convinced with him now. I think the defense needs to grow. I mean, I saw so many blown assignments on the option. 2 people for the quarterback, nobody for the quarterback. A lot of missed tackles early. They had chances to get off the field and make unnecessary interference penalties. They were unnecessary. The ball was not going to be caught.
11 penalties overall.
Yeah, just too many penalties. And number 10's running around with his head with the chicken cut off. I thought the left guard didn't play very well at times. I think he pass blocks well, but he doesn't run block well. Looked like he got beat a couple times, didn't know what to do. The crowd did affect him. I thought they adjusted to that well, though. So I mean, they just got to get better. Because they're going to be other teams. Ole Miss is a team that's capable of beating them for sure.
And that's coming up next weekend.
Well, 2 weeks from now, but yeah. So
yeah. A
So,
week from Saturday.
Yeah, you got to keep getting better. That's what's going to matter.
That did come out this afternoon. It is a CBS game. That's a 2:30 kick, 2:39 to be specific, and we'll have the coverage for you right here. In fact, coming up in about 40 minutes, we'll have Crimson Tide Rewind. So that's why we normally just open up on a Monday and just let you have a chance to call in. And there's certainly quite a bit of information to talk about. Let's take our first time out. We'll be back here on this Monday edition of The Drive.
You're listening to The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Maybe the air doesn't blow like it should, or it's needing new tires, or you're just ready for something newer. It's time to move up, time to trade up. Bobby White back again for Woody Anderson Ford, and it's the perfect time to trade in and trade up because your current car or truck is worth more than you know. In fact, we'll buy your vehicle even if you don't trade. We have nearly 100 Ford Blue Advantage certified pre-owned models to choose from. Our Ford Gold certified or low mileage, gently used vehicles with great warranties. They've passed a 172-point inspection by certified technicians, come with a 24-hour roadside assistance, plus a full tank of gas and a fresh oil change. It's the perfect time to trade in and trade up because your vehicle is worth more right now at Woody Anderson Ford. Corner of Jordan Lane and Sparkman Drive. Hope to see you soon.
Mark and Henry McDaniel, attorneys at law, are proud alumni of Madison Academy, and Madison Academy is proud of them. They have served our community through their practice, through volunteerism and service on national, state, and local boards. They explain the complexity of critical court rulings on local media. Their successful practice has been built on integrity. Both are veterans of MA Athletics and proud sponsors of Mustang football. McDaniel and McDaniel, attorneys at law. No representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by the lawyer.
And now a small business setback. Set to smooth jazz.
It's late. You're driving in the rain with only one thing on your mind. The deer about to total your HVAC van. But with Progressive's 30-plus customizable coverage options, you're covered. The rest is just saxophone.
When running your small business gets rough, Progressive Commercial is there to smooth it out. Get a quote in as little as 6 minutes at progressivecommercial.com.
Twinkly sound.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Coverage and discounts not available for all vehicles or states. Policy terms and conditions apply.
Sitting here with Ann Adams of Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Rise Real Estate. Is it a good time to sell your home, Ann?
Yes, it is. We have people relocating from all over the country.
Why should we choose Rise Real Estate?
Well, we've been selling real estate in North Alabama for 36 years and have sold more real estate than any other real estate company, period.
Do you help your customers through the entire process?
Yes, our agents are with you during the whole process from start to finish, from beginning to end.
In your relocation services, you have a whole team.
Yes, we have a dedicated relocation department helping customers move seamlessly into the area.
Ann Adams has been writing contracts for the last 36 years. She has the experience to help you list and sell your home, downsize your home, or help pick the perfect spot north of Alabama for you to build a future.
Call Ann Adams at 256-337-2625 or on the web at www.bhhsriserealestate.com.
Hi everybody, Eli Gold here. Right now, indoor air quality occupies top-of-mind awareness for families and business owners. Rick Smith and the trusted professionals at Environmental Comfort Systems can take care of your indoor air quality concerns with their state-of-the-art indoor air quality solutions. Environmental Comfort's indoor air quality systems remove 99.9% of airborne contaminants so you and your family can breathe clean, fresh air. If anyone in your family suffers from allergies, or if you just want the security of knowing the air you breathe inside your home is free from viruses, bacteria, pet dander, dust, and odors, Environmental Comfort Systems are the professionals to call. Environmental Comfort also carries state-of-the-art, high-efficiency comfort systems that increase home comfort, keep humidity in check, and help you save money on your energy bills. Give my friend Rick a call or visit them online at envcomfort.com and breathe cleaner air today. Environmental Comfort Systems, Alabama license number 92314.
This segment of The Drive is brought to you by Woody Anderson Ford, located online at woodyAndersonFord.com with 2 locations, Hughes Road in Madison and Jordan Lane in Huntsville.
The quarterback looks his way, then throws, man is wide open, caught over the shoulder, Billingsley, touchdown Alabama. They lost sight of Billingsley. Robinson deploys, picks up a man, cuts inside the defender. He'll walk it in for another Alabama touchdown. The quarterback under center. Here's the give. Touchdown Alabama with a run off the left side. A nice block by Robbie Oots. The 2-point conversion try. The running back, and he'll get to the 1, and he is stopped. He is stopped. Alabama holds on the 2-point conversion. Justin Eboigbe and Will Anderson stop the Gators on a 2-point conversion at the 2-yard line.
They split twin receivers into the open side. Blake Kearns the tight end. Now they shift Green to the right hip of Jefferson. Morris is into the boundary. KJ looks to Tyson, complete at the 5. Touchdown Arkansas.
And Daniels a deep ball. He's got a man breaking open, and an easy pitch and catch. Touchdown, Georgia! A.D. Mitchell had it just float down in the palms of his hands near the eye, right upright of the goalpost.
Decibel level rising. Back goes next. Lobs far corner. Bodies go down. Incomplete. Penn State does it again. They hold.
Those calls courtesy of Learfield. A little taste of week 3 now that it is in the rearview mirror. If you'd like to take part, only 30 minutes left to go. 256-382-0724. Did anybody just catch what I just did? I went old school right there. Oh, mercy. Technically, that number still works, but the new number is 256-576-4977 is the number you should call into the Neighbors Wealth Management hotline. All right, let's pivot from that subject to maybe some other news and notes. We did find out from Ed Ogeron, he's going to get some defensive help back this week as they travel to the land of the cowbell.
Yes, Ali Gay will be back, and then we moved Mason Smith to defensive end, so you're going to see a 3-man rotation between Mason, Ali, and B.J. Ojulari.
So there you go. A little more, a beefier defensive end and a deeper lineup for LSU traveling to Mississippi State. So, by the way, Iron Man is also coming back for LSU this week. Do you know who Iron Man is?
Yeah, he's going to be good. He'll be fine. I'll call him Iron Man. He gets a little injury. He bounces back about 2 plays later. Austin played more snaps than anybody here at LSU. Very tough, very good Tiger.
Ridiculous.
Yep, it's our boy Austin.
It's a very good Tiger.
Yep, a.k.a. Iron Man. So, there you go. Got some good matchups going on this weekend in Southeastern Conference play. Georgia at Vanderbilt, LSU's at Mississippi State. We mentioned Tennessee at Florida. And Texas A&M and Arkansas, as well as Kentucky at South Carolina. The Texas A&M Arkansas game, I completely forgot COVID threw this thing last year into a home game for the Aggies, and it was not a neutral site game. And Sam Pittman doesn't feel great about going to Dallas this week.
Yeah, I don't feel great about it, to be honest with you. I mean, I get the situation. I understand last year. But, going over there and then going neutral, to me, go over there. But we're in a contract. I understand that. If you really look at our situation over the next 5 games, we have 3 home games. And we play in this stadium once, in the next 5 games. And, I believe that if we're in this stadium, we're hard to beat because of our fans. And so, listen, everybody else thinks, Coach throwing out excuses. No, I'm not. We ain't played the game yet. I feel very confident we can go in and play well at Dallas Cowboy Stadium. I do. But would I rather have them in here? Yes.
I agree with him. How can playing Texas A&M in Texas be a neutral site?
That's like playing the Georgia-Florida game in Jacksonville. Come on now.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Not completely on board with my logic right there is Wes Neighbors.
No.
I thought I would
at least that's on the line. Kind of.
But these neutral site games, they're starting to dissipate more and more, and it's hard to disagree with what Sam Pittman has to say there about this flipping back to a home-and-home series. But I know this is one game that Jerry Jones really.
I wonder why.
Likes
it's
to
the damn
have
stadium.
Mm-hmm.
Well, who do you think arranged that? I bet he's not making any money off of it.
Of course not. No, he's just turning around and donating it to the Hog Foundation, I'm sure. A few more comments from Coach Nick Saban. He was asked today about the wide receiver room, not just only catching, but blocking downfield as well.
I think that we want to develop more consistency at the position. I think we got to continue to work on separating from man-to-man coverage, which is always what you need to do as a receiver. When people play zone and give you free access and you run into areas and getting in holes, that's not nearly as challenging as when you have to beat a guy in man-to-man. So I think that's something that we need to continue to work on. I think we have good players to do it, and I think we're capable of doing it. We just got to be a little more consistent.
We'll go to Cecil Hurt.
That is Nick Saban earlier today talking with the media. So if you're talking to the Bama fans out there, is there any level of major concern moving forward on this team this year? I mean, a win is a win in my book.
Well, you played Florida and you won a game.
Yeah.
Georgia didn't beat Florida last year. I mean, it's hard to win an away game in the SEC with a full crowd. No, I don't think you're making excuses. You're just trying to figure out how to play better. I mean, you were up 21-3, and then you fight to hold on. You're happy you have to fight on, but you got to get better. This team has not played a full game yet.
Still looking for that 60 minutes.
Yeah, they have not dominated the whole game. They've dominated quarters, And when they dominate, they're pretty good. But you got to dominate the whole game. And that's the youth. There's a lot of youth on this team, and very big and very in spots that normally you don't want youth in. And that's why it wasn't best quarterback. But he was cool as a cucumber. You know, I don't remember seeing Coach Saban coaching as much as he was coaching from the special teams. Alabama won this game on special teams. They outplayed Florida in field position. Look at it.
Yeah. No, I agree. I was going to get the exact number, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was on average, say Bama starts from the 40 and they start from the 20.
They won this game on special teams, and this is a game they could have easily won by 3 touchdowns. But they didn't, and that's a problem. And you know, when you play good teams, and there's several other good teams you're going to play. Texas A&M, I don't think LSU's a good team. Auburn's a good team. Auburn will be a tough out down there, no question.
Alabama's average starting field position for the whole game was on their own 30. Florida's was on their own 21. But in the second half, they averaged their 19-yard line. That was their average.
I mean, the defense did not play well the second half. You know, they'd have 2 or 3 good plays. They had 7 tackles for losses. 7 in this game. But yet, just on third down, played awful, really, I thought.
Florida had 4 possessions in the second half.
Well, how many?
Touchdown,
times,
touchdown, end of game.
Yeah, so how many, think about how many 4th downs they went for and got it. It was a bunch. And, you know, and everybody, why is Will Anderson playing defensive tackle on the goal line? Listen, he's a great player. He got knocked two guys over, and they ran right behind on 4th and 1.5. He had playing him at defensive end. Some of this stuff we got out coached. That's a coach. There should be somebody that weighs 3 bills or more in the tackle gap in that game. Because I don't care who you are, if you wear 250, you're going for a ride when they double team you on the goal line.
So you just said Nick Saban got out coached.
No, I said somebody got out coached on the goal line. If you have 31 playing defensive tackle, he's lined up on the tackle on the goal line. He got knocked 2 things over, and they ran right behind him for a touchdown, right at him, which is where you should run. But they just everybody blocked down and they ran right off tackle, and that's what Alabama should have done. So anyway, you got to have the hog mollies down there on 4th and 1. You know, Florida caught us a couple of times with different formations. We caught them once, and they had to call timeout when we were going to go for it.
Yep.
We spread them out, and they didn't have the right people to do it. So there were some games going on down there, and I thought they got us on that one, though, on 4th and 1. It was 4th and 1.5. I thought right there we were going to win the game. I thought when we had the ball on the 2, right there we're going to win the game. They couldn't do it. Couldn't put them away.
Maintaining the intensity
is a huge thing.
Was another issue that was brought up to Coach Saban.
Well, I think, you know, you train yourself to do that, and you have to train yourself in practice. You know, you can't hold back. You can't take yourself out. You got to put yourself in the situation that you're going to be in the game so that you feel that. And when you start to get a little bit tired in practice, you can keep on keeping on and continue to have the kind of spirit and energy you need to finish. So you actually train yourself to do that. But it's a conscious decision that every player makes. I mean, it comes down to, I'm feeling a little tired, so I'm going to change the way I'm playing, or you make the choices and decisions that I have to push through this, and I'm going to train myself so that I can continue to do this even when the game comes. So it really comes down to feelings versus making the right choices. as a player.
Rick is on line one. How are you, Rick?
Hey, doing good, guys. Hey, just a couple of things about the Bama game. Well, one thing in particular, but Wes, to your point about down on the goal line when Alabama had a 4th and goal there at the end or their last possession, I really thought that false start pretty much averted potential disaster for us because I don't know why we're not taking the points right there. The one good thing was we didn't make Florida burn a timeout, and I think that was pretty pivotal. But yeah, I did not agree with trying to go for it on 4th and goal there.
Well, what they did is they lined up in a spread formation, and they didn't have anybody guarding the 2 outside guys. So Alabama had a touchdown. It was a trick play, basically. It was to either make them use a timeout, which ended up probably winning the game if you think about it.
Yeah.
And or because they would have got the ball with more time.
Or they would have scored a touchdown.
Or they would have scored a touchdown. They got them right there. There's no question. That was a pre-planned thing, and they couldn't substitute either.
I did like when they came out there and lined up initially, but after Florida called the timeout, I kind of thought, okay, now you run the field goal team back out there for sure. I thought.
Yeah, well, that's what they did, right?
Well, no, they went out there and they was going to go for it again, but or still go for it, but then they had a false start. That's when Bryce Young was chewing out the offensive lineman for the false start.
Oh, well, yeah. My TV went out for just a minute. That's what I must have missed that.
So I think that was I would be congratulating the offensive lineman because that probably saved us the game right there, him jumping off sides. But hey, one other thing, kind of relates to the Auburn game. That the targeting call that was kind of somewhat controversial, but it made me think about Wes, and when you played, I remember your last Iron Bowl. There was you remember the old spearing penalty, which was stupid. And
right.
You remember the call in that game?
Oh yeah, on Davis, on Wayne Davis. He didn't touch the guy either, for that matter. That was a huge call in the game. It would have been 4th down. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it cost us the game.
Well, there was a couple of penalties in that game. We're kind of phantom penalties, but yeah, I mean. To me, the refs need to let them play.
Thank you, Rick.
And this targeting thing, they need to do something. It's ridiculous. They've gone to ridiculous on it.
Yeah, that targeting penalty specifically in the Auburn game, that was bad. I mean, there's no other way to say it. That was just bad, and something clearly needs to happen because the game is not progressing with that rule in college football. That's the bottom line.
Well, I mean, I think it has its place. I wasn't against it for people that are unprotected, but for people that are in the hole and you go helmet to helmet. Come on.
So a guy going down towards the goal line.
No, it's a guy in the air. When they first did it, it was to protect the receiver in the air.
Defenseless player.
Yeah, defensive player. I get that. If people would have launched themselves, if you're launching yourself to hit somebody, I get it. That's one thing, because you can take that out and it not affect the game. What we're seeing now is affecting the game, and it is not as fun to watch because of these penalties. I mean, somebody just runs up the middle on 3rd and 20 and gets a penalty, and it's just stupid.
Let's take our final timeout, final call for phone calls before we hand things over to the Crimson Tide Sports Network and Crimson Tide Rewind.
You're listening to The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
The kitchen is the heart of any home. It's where the family gathers. It's where kids discover old recipes and make them their own. Just starting out or just now getting started on the dream kitchen you've always wanted?
I'm Chris Haygood, and from all of us here at Bob Wallace Appliance to the home builders and the homeowners, a heartfelt thank you for buying local. We're in Huntsville, Florence, and Coleman, and online at bobwallaceappliance.com.
This is Wes Neighbors sitting here with Ann Adams. And I understand you have some exciting news.
Yes, Wes, I do. Berkshire Hathaway Home Services was just recognized in the 30th Annual Harris Poll Equitrin as the Real Estate Agency Brand of the Year and the most trusted real estate brand.
That is awesome news, Ann. great companies in Huntsville, Alabama, winning awards is what we want. Is it a great time to list your home?
Yes, it is. The inventory is low and the market is heating up.
And I understand you're also looking for agents.
I am. We are so busy, Wes, we need agents to keep up with the demand.
Ann Adams and Rise Real Estate has been doing business in North Alabama for the last 35 years. If you want to do business with someone you can trust, she has been writing contracts since she was 9 years old. Call Ann today at 256-337-2625.
Tom Luganbill here for Woody Anderson Ford. When I was in the Tennessee Valley, one of the things that impressed me the most was the quality of the people. People like Bobby White and his team at Woody Anderson Ford. And now you can experience the tremendous new service lanes and showroom at Woody Anderson Ford at Jordan and Sparkman, or just stop by for breakfast or lunch at Henry's Mustang Cafe. And in Madison, visit Woody Anderson of Madison on Hughes Road, just south of 72. Like a great college football tradition, always there, Woody Anderson Ford.
In today's real estate market, you need the right professionals to help make sure your home purchase is smooth and hassle-free. That's where Jacob Title comes in. Stan McDonald and the staff at Jacob Title cater to the realtor and clients who are looking for a top-flight closing experience. Jacob Title uses the latest and best technologies to ensure a safe and secure exchange of funds, and they pride themselves on great communication well before and during the real estate closing process. Jacob Title in Huntsville and Madison, and online at jacobtitle.com.
Chad, cue the cheesy Italian music. So you're in charge of the dinner spot, and the family is a hard group to please. Dad wants award-winning 21-day-age certified Angus beef. Mom craves authentic Italian food like great-grandma. Sissy pretty much won't eat anything but fresh seafood. And old life of the party, Uncle Walter, likes to enjoy a cigar after dinner with some live local entertainment and some killer cocktails. So you think you're in a pickle? Well, you're not. Relax. I'm Tom Chapman, chef at Nick's Ristorante at 10300 Bailey Cove Road, just south of Weatherly. We have all that and more. Our friendly and helpful staff is eager to help you Tuesday through Saturday, starting at 5. So, corral that crazy crew of yours and give us a call at 256-489-8280 or tell them to check us out at nicksristorante.com. I promise you, the gang will all think you're a culinary cruise director of awesomeness if you take them all to Nick's. See you soon. Ciao. Okay, Chad, kill that music.
Nick's is for patrons 19 or older. Switch to WOW, internet for the most speed at the best price. 1 gig internet is now only $54.99 with a 2-year price lock guarantee, a free modem, and a $200 gift card. Call 833-WOW-SALE for offer details today.
From the WZDX Pinpoint Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Emily Owen. For this Monday, expect scattered showers and thunderstorms. Some of these rain showers could contain heavy rainfall. High temperatures topping out in the mid to upper 70s for the afternoon. And for your Monday night, expect scattered showers, mostly cloudy skies, low temperatures falling into the lower 70s. I'm meteorologist Emily Owen on your home for ESPN Radio 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Listen to The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton. Weekday afternoons starting at 5 on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Alrighty, final call for phone calls on a Monday. It is a 1-hour sprint that we do each and every Monday through the college football season with Crimson Tide Rewind coming on, taking a look at some of the Vegas odds for this week. One that, you tell me, Smokey Mike, have you seen the Vegas odds for the Vols and Gators?
Do you know how I'm a gambling man?
So you're deep into the pocket. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, just a little bit. DFS.
So you've already gone.
I know it's sitting at 20.5, or it opened at 20.5.
It's still there. Does that surprise you at all?
Nope. It's going to be a massacre, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but I mean, I live in reality, folks.
So, Pittsburgh got beat by Western Michigan? Or Eastern Michigan?
That one slipped by me. Really? Pitt lost?
Yes. Pitt lost at home. Yes.
So you're on board with Smoky Mike right there?
So
I did get
they lost to Western Michigan 44-41.
We did get a Sabanism today out of Josh Heupel when asked if Joe Milton is healthy. Is he your starting quarterback?
Never speaking hypotheticals. Got a little bit of work last week. We'll find out where he is in particular, Tuesday, Wednesday here and see where we're at that point as far as whether he'll be able to play or not.
I was thinking Smoky Mike would be just a touch more optimistic.
Yeah.
It is the large point spread. 20.5 to me seems like a lot.
I don't know. You never know. I mean, obviously, Dan Mullen's kind of concerned about what kind of deal it's going to be with he's calling on the crowd to show up again.
Yep. The line opened up at 22, and it's now sitting at 20. That according to VEASAN. So that surprises me a little. Texas A&M is a 5.5-point favorite there in Jerry World against Arkansas. I think that'll be a very entertaining game. A few other lines featuring SEC teams. How about Georgia being a 34.5-point road favorite at Vanderbilt?
Oh, I don't think that's enough.
And the line has dropped. LSU opened up as a 4-point road favorite. It is now at 2.5. LSU is a 2.5-point road favorite currently at Mississippi State.
Huh. Which refs are doing the game? But those were SEC officials.
What, at Penn State?
No, at Penn State.
Yep.
Well, that's because of what they did to Alabama. They deserved that years and years and years ago when they had their refs. That was one of them was Mike Gubin's dad, who was the guy that got stopped on fourth down.
Barry Krause.
Yeah. So, no, they're SEC at Memphis. Were SEC refs too?
Yes, they were, and totally whiffed on. Philip is on line one. How are you, Philip?
I'm doing pretty good, guys. How y'all doing this evening?
Doing well.
All right. I just want to say that that's a good game between Florida and Alabama, but I tell you what, it got kind of hectic there for a little bit,
Yeah, for like after the first quarter, yes.
It was a good game, but I wish that I don't know if it's just the way they got the the offense set for Bryce, but Bryce Young, but I wish that that Bryce would he feels the pressure coming on. I wish Bryce would do like he did back in his high school days, take off a run, I know he wants to stay in the pocket, but when you feel that pressure coming, you're going to have to do something,
Well, I'm going to tell you what I think they've told them. Don't get hurt. Have you seen the guys? I think the quarterbacks behind him, like we had Mac Jones for years, and what I used to say, we could win with Mac Jones. I said that the whole time.
Yep.
Never backed up from it. He actually only lost one game. And if they make a field goal, I don't think they lose that game. So he lost one game ever. That ain't the case right now. Not at all. Those guys aren't ready to play, neither one of them.
No, because
and can we win with them? Not against a good SEC team, no. We could not.
No, if something happens to Bryce,
So that's why I think that they don't have him running around like crazy. He ran once, and he got a first down. And he's run about 3 times, and all of it where he was obvious he could get a first down. But I think that's why he's not running. I think they did the same thing with Tua, and obviously he didn't listen to him. And it probably cost him a national championship. I mean, I really think at least a shot at it that year if he stays healthy.
Yeah, because I tell you what, Bryce is, he's still young, he's still a young quarterback, and he's got a lot to learn, but I give him his due, he's good at what he does, but But God, lay down. I tell you, when that pressure's coming, though, you're going to have to do something. You can't just
Well,
sit
he
back
needs
and
his
take a hit,
receivers. Yeah, I don't think he stays in and takes the hit if he has to make the throw. But, you know, they can only hit him so many directions now. So, but when you're running, you're